So I think the first thing we should do, we go through the trailer. We go
Yep.
by it like bit by bit, scene by scene.
Yep.
So we'll start off. It looks a little bit older than Monster Hunter World. Definitely a bit of like a graphics downgrade.
Yeah, just a tad, and they have to keep the old consoles in for
Yeah,
this
I
current generation
mean,
stuff still.
it has to be able to run on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah,
So they got
they got to dial it back a bit.
really kind of minimize the amount of pixels that they have in the game, I think, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
how many pixels do you actually need? Kids today and their Fortnites and their 4 billion graphics, I think it's too much. It's too much.
They're 16 times the detail.
Yeah. I think it is acceptable to go back to this level. I think it's almost like advancing things, almost in like a regressive kind of way.
Yeah, I hope they put this out on the DS.
You know what? I think they're going to. I think it's going to be on like the Sega Saturn, actually.
Good. Yeah, I mean, we don't need the graphics, right? What holds Monster Hunter down is truly the amazing and well-written stories that they always have.
Usually, yeah.
Usually, yeah. So that's why they don't rely on graphics. They don't need to be like, a Rockstar Games who has to have fancy graphics, because the rest, and then like we don't need to be like that because Monster Hunter always has a nails down story.
Yeah, and I mean,
When
most
I hear
people's
Monster Hunter,
TVs
I
can't
always
even
think
support it.
story.
Yeah, that's what I think. Story. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
if it doesn't look like it was made on a potato with a keyboard, then I don't want to play it. That's my.
and I'm a big fan of the moldy gray color palette. I think again, like too much saturation in modern games. I think cranking it down as much as possible.
I love how I don't want to see the character's eyes, right? Like that's too much, right? I don't need all that information. As little information as possible.
Sure.
On a side note, I've never seen these monsters before. They look kind of cool.
Yeah, they're brand new. I honestly really cool. Because like the series has never had like dragons in it before.
Whoa, is that a gun? God damn.
Yeah, no, they're bringing guns in now. The Mac 11 is going to be like the new big class. Also, like
shit.
immaculate lighting.
Yeah, you can tell everything that's happening right there.
No, this is a game.
Yeah, no, this is a game. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. This has been the Bone Boys reacting to the new Monster Hunter trailer. We're very happy that you joined us here today. I want to thank Sam and Austin for joining in. Yeah, no, very insightful. It's going to be a good game. We will see you all in 2004.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right. Yeah, okay. So there's also this one. It doesn't look nearly as good, but I think we can cover it because honestly, there's not enough YouTubers talking about like indie games and shit, and some projects really need just kind of like a leg up. Some kind of like low budget shit just needs like content creators like us to really just kind of like get the word out to really kind of help out small projects.
Yeah, which is why you gave it a like, right? You need to boost something like this. The little man trying to make it by.
Yeah. Every little thing helps.
I watched a little bit of this today. I mean, this definitely feels like my knee jerk reaction was kind of like this is going to be one of those in between games, right? Like,
sure,
this is going to be one of those like they don't put the whole studio into it, and you can tell that by the graphics, right? The graphics, you'll see in just a minute, they're just not up to snuff.
No, I mean,
average at best.
I mean, what are you going to do, right? I mean, you only have so much people, you only have so much money. It's it's really the story that counts.
Yeah,
I think
small studio, Pacom. I've never heard of them. But,
yeah, Kakarot.
you know,
yeah.
Name a game that they've made, right? You can't. So,
Oh, yeah, no, I can't. I don't think. Well, they had that one about the people who were like out on the street and they beat the shit out of each other, like a hobo.
They didn't do Streets of Rage.
No, like Hobo Conquest 7. I think that was them.
That was them.
That was them. Yeah.
Wow, little studio. All right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's give it a shot. See what they got. I mean, yeah, like I said, I kind of already watched it, so I'm, the spoiler alert.
Sure. But yeah, no, our due diligence to underrated games, I think. I also have the website got updated pretty heavy. Yeah, no, like, dude, this shit looks great. Like the characters, the models, and everything.
This shot is insane.
It is a big step up from World. Like, holy, the models and everything.
Yeah, facial animations look so much better.
Much better. Yeah, no, they're definitely. I'm hoping that they learned from the story integration issues that World had. But if they want to make the narrative a little bit heftier, a little bit chunkier, that's cool with me for sure.
Yeah.
But they definitely need to fix up the integration issues and like watching cutscenes and shit. They really gotta fix that.
Yeah. Something I don't know if it was noticed already too, in this part of the trailer, but people were commenting and I noticed that the Palico has a voice actor, it talks.
Oh yeah, no, that's them talking. Let me run it back real quick.
I think it's crazy.
And then we can get started. This is gonna be great.
You bet.
Yep, that's them right there.
Yeah, that was the cat, and then the protagonist talking, our character.
The voice for the cat's kind of cute.
I don't love it, but not my thing.
Yeah, no, I just hope.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I'm hoping it doesn't make a bajillion cat puns. That could get old.
Oh,
very
it will.
Quickly.
I think it's just gonna take most of the voice lines from, World. And how that pops up on the side. I think it's just going to be saying shit like that the whole game. I pray you can shut it off.
You probably can.
I'm just going to play I'm just going to play in Japanese again so it doesn't sound so I just don't even know what the hell he's saying.
Get some deep tough Japanese voice for the cat.
And he goes,
well, it's I know I didn't play a whole lot of Rise, but from what little I did, I remember it was oh my god, your character talks mid combat. Oh my god! And the first time I heard it talk, I was like, please stop, please shut up. And they made a slider for that game for your character to not talk, and I immediately cranked that down because I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah, this seems better because they were also doing Rise has very anime type both delivery and lines of dialogue.
Nice. I'm in.
I hope we find them soon.
You see the veins in that kid's eyeball. That's nuts. Yeah, alright, so they're gonna show off a lot of the small monsters fiddling around doing animal and shit. But we'll look at just how much they interact and do shit with one another.
Yeah, I thought it's coming up in
I've never heard of a
one of the next
that was
scenes.
this big before. One
Yeah,
of
that
them's
girl.
got big spikes.
The amount of herding on those monsters is crazy too.
This is a lot of that right there.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's small, but that's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
No, it is.
Imagine if Jagresses and little Gyroses were fighting each other on the side. That'd be so. Look at the colors right here. First off,
it's amazing.
Colors are insane.
Dude,
this ain't World, man. This is nuts.
It's so much more vibrant.
I love it.
Yeah, no, talking about the little animals and stuff. You got the little birds hanging out in the back of the giant pangolins and whatnot. Just the amount of stuff that the little animals do that just isn't even combat is crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the color palette here is insane.
I can't wait to see other biomes too.
Oh yeah,
I was gonna say this is just one savanna, deserty. So go back right there.
Yeah,
5 seconds. That's the same area. So someone
Yeah.
shared this in the Discord about how like different areas will go through different things, and what Nate kind of suggested this, that he wanted this, that like if an area is a certain way, certain things will happen. Also, perfect place to pause it. Someone put in the chat too that's a baby Pookie flying across.
It very
the
well
screen
might
now.
be. I'll see if I can get it like really.
I wonder
Baby
if they're
Pookie?
gonna start. Yeah. I wonder if they're gonna. There's a better view of it in the Discord someone shared a while ago. I think it was Evil King Stan. I wonder if they're gonna start introducing. Yeah, see, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he kind of does look like a baby Pookie.
So I wonder if they're gonna start introducing infant and like children animals. Like I wonder if not everyone, but I wonder if certain animals are gonna have like child versions. Obviously you can't kill them. I would imagine that wouldn't work. But just to have like, imagine if you just bumble into like popos or something, and there's little baby popos, like tiny baby popos. Oh my god,
little tiny baby like Rathalos. Yeah, no, I mean like this. It looks like Pookie. Like it's got like the colors. It's got the yellow eye. It's got like the rounded off ends on the wing. Like that looks like him.
That looks like him.
An
extremely young one, or like a subspecies.
There's no way.
But I want to read it because someone like added you in the general, because it just sounds like exactly kind of what Nate was asking for. God, these people talk a lot. Hold on.
We're probably gonna find it. There's some stuff on the website we're gonna check out after we.
Yeah, it's probably on there. So we'll read it later. Yeah. But yeah, it was basically alluding to the fact that like just let it play for a second here, and you'll see the difference. I mean, it's insane how like that's the same area, and then that's the exact same area. Those dinosaurs sure as shit look real sad.
Yeah.
There's another baby animal.
Yeah, let me go back to like the little crocodile attacking the goat thing.
Yeah, that to me, that was like the first thing that made me kind of go like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's just happening, and I like how that's just a crocodile.
Kinda, yeah. Now it's very crocodile-y.
Look at the little baby's running the wrong way. Oh no.
And then it gets all dusty, and you have like
whole
big
new set of animals. Yeah.
Big raptor birds and like little raptor birds. Yeah, let me. Yeah, no, it's just like little animals animaling around. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Then we have this guy, fugly looking dude.
The dude's ugly.
Look at this chunky
bulldog bear lion.
Yeah, I know.
What I definitely didn't notice this in the first watch through of the trailer, but like obviously, as I kept watching it over and over again, I think this is like the alpha or the big like dude, because the two that are following him are much smaller and don't have like the red face.
Yeah, a little bit more yellow.
Yeah, they
like
they allude to like this guy being a pack animal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which would indicate that there are smaller versions of him, which you'll see in like a couple seconds. A lot of people were saying in the Discord, and we kind of talked about this very, very briefly, that this is the whole trailer is basically about this guy. So like he must be the flagship. No. I think that is just blatant.
No,
I'm not saying that they're like dumb for thinking it. I understand like why they might think it. Like they said, from pretty much here to the end of the trailer, it's pretty much all about him.
Yeah,
I think they're just showing like, hey, look at because for the most part in World, I would say. Except for like the end game dragon who we tier listed, who's like fucking freaky. Mm-hmm. Every monster in World is pretty straightforward. You know what I mean?
For the most part,
every monster in World is a dragon, or like Devil Joe is like kind of scared, but this guy is like fucked up.
Yeah, no,
like,
he's weird.
There's not a monster in World that is like just blatantly disgustingly weird like this. So I think that's kind of what they're trying to prove is like, hey, like look at this new monster, and like look how different he is from like he's not like some legitimately dignified like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah,
he's ripped up, he's beat up, he's ugly, and he's like a friggin' savage looking kind of guy.
Well, also too, like I'm assuming they're gonna lean hard into the ecology, just like with World. And with this guy, it looks like it doesn't really look like he's got much of eyes, if any. And I think that's like they would have adapted in this environment to not really need to see or something because of all the sand that's constantly getting kicked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's probably why his face looks so like scrunched in, is because of the environment that he's living in.
Which is a cool little detail. Yeah, it's people were saying it's like, oh man, is the flagship going to be this? No, if you look at like the reveal trailer for World, it's all surrounded by like Anjanath. Like it's Anjanath, and he's kind of like a baby flagship, kind of like a pseudo one. And Nergigante wasn't rolled out until like trailer number 3. So it's not this guy. If they're whenever they do a flagship, like it's kind of got to be a little bit more strictly cool. It's got to be a little bit more dignified. Like this is like a big bruiser, ugly dude, and I like him, but he is not gonna be the guy. Can you imagine this thing is on the front of the box?
No.
I think a lot of people might get turned away by that. Nothing against him, but like you look at Nergigante or you look at Magnamalo, and people are like, that guy's sick as fuck. They look at this and like, what's this ugly looking pug doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, this is a dude that they're showing off because like he's big into like what the game is gonna be about with like the pack animals and shit. He's like, yeah, no, this is gonna be like some like low, medium difficulty dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like you walk around the ancient forest, right? They all walk by you. I feel like if you bump into this guy, he goes fuck. Because you saw, like, he's ripping through the forest. He's like swinging at his own pack, and then like the moment again, I know that it's like a fucking trailer, but like the moment that like the characters see him, they hide. Like I think they're just trying to show off that like not every monster is going to be like monstering around just in living with you. I think the idea, because it talks about how like that little spiel about how like the monsters are like fighting for the scant resources and like how they don't always vibe with humans, and like in Monster Hunter World I feel like a lot of the monsters vibe with humans.
Yep.
As in like they don't fight them on sight. I feel like they're trying to paint a picture of like a really savage kind of land.
Yeah.
Like a really just like ruthless animal. Like I feel like if you bump into that guy, like he's gonna go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let me get rolling.
Now to lead it away from the pack.
He's huge too.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'll double back right there. So the slinger is back. So we have that back from World.
I think that modification we saw was literally like him gathering with the slinger.
Yeah, that's another thing that was covered on the website. I think that's him like picking. I think he picked up slinger ammo and then shot the slinger ammo. I'll roll it back.
Yeah. It looks like he like has that rope like to like it's probably like a rope dart-ish kind of thing where like launches out, grabs something, comes back to him, and then he fires
the claw kind of thing. Like you can use the clutch claw for more than just like grappling and
done slow. Yeah, so there's like rocks right there, slings it.
Yeah, he shoots at it,
grabs it, puts the rocks in the slinger, shoots at those.
Yeah,
and it comes
much
down
tinier,
and hits the other bear
launcher. Yeah, I'm gonna call him a bear for now. It's about all I can call him.
Yeah. All right, let's be back to normal speed. I'll wind it back a second. Yeah. Now we got the dynamic weather coming in.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. The dynamic weather.
So sick.
This looks so good in 4K.
That's
Holy
a great
crap.
shot.
Well, because I was like, oh, this is all for the trailer, and then like this happened, and I was like, oh my god.
No, it just rolls in. Yeah. He's huge too.
Dude is big.
He's flinging the pangolins.
Oh, yeah, okay. Connor, roll that back for a second. I wanted to see that again.
Sure.
Like when he yeets, it looks like he's yeeting, like interacting with like a corpse that's on like the playing field there.
Yeah. All right. Let's do like the full like fight pit.
Like right there. Like that thing is
dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is that? What is he throwing? Does it look like anything?
It's one of the pangolin guys that we saw.
Really? That guy looks a lot. That guy looks.
Oh no! Wait, he already has it in his hand.
Oh yeah, he's holding it.
Still in front of him. He's holding it already. So he just picks it up and just yeets it at you like Devil Joe style.
I guess so. Oh yeah, no, that's in his mouth. Let me.
Okay.
I'll do it a little slower.
That thing he throws is the monsters in the beginning.
Yeah, It's the big pangolin guys.
Yeah, not the ones with the giant spike sticking out of it, but like the ones that would walk with it.
Yeah, let me get back there.
Hold on. Go back to when he rears up and like looks down at you.
Sure.
And like try to pause it there.
I think I was
right. Yeah, like a couple, like a second farther. Yeah, right there. Are those his eyes at the like? Is his face way like a little higher, a little higher, a little higher?
Right here.
Higher? Right there.
Those two things.
No, I think
Are
those
those
are just
his
little
eyes?
mounds on his head. I don't think those are his eyes.
Yeah.
I think his eyes are like these little slits right
Hey,
here.
someone talked about dog monsters and they had the stream the other night. This guy's look at the nose. This is a dog.
It's a little dog. Yeah, it's
Bear
dog.
claws, dog, bear, lion, man.
Yeah.
With a tail.
It's certainly cool.
No,
Yeah,
I do like him.
tough.
He's fugly, but I like him.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't
So
think
he's
there's
up
gonna
in
be
the
a lot of pretty monsters.
Yeah, so he's up in the mouth
Look at
right
this
here.
guy to the left just looking. He's like, well,
Let my wife go.
Okay,
yeah,
yeet.
God.
That one's dead. That one's
Look at this, like his face. He's like, shit. Well, at least I don't have to pay taxes. Then he gets shocked by lightning. Doesn't even react.
I also realized too that was the Superman dove there.
Oh yeah. And then we get I love this guy. I love this guy.
This guy looks cool. This is a great design.
Yeah, let me do full speed.
No.
Oh,
Well, hello there, sir.
that is. That's a tough.
He's a short, stumpy looking dude.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
how he's not like just. I like how he's not some like super giant long like lizard. I like how he's just.
Yeah,
kinda,
he's not ginormous. He's just kind of like, I mean, he's still big, but like he's not.
He's like if he stood on his back legs, he'd just be like a big gorilla.
Yeah.
Like a really obviously a massively large gorilla, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, like he's definitely gonna be probably something like super early game, something you can kind of just like beat the snot out of, but like he's got like some neat personality, like his colors
Yeah.
are cool.
It's insane.
I think that was a cutscene.
Rock mold on, not mold, but like I think he licked to the ground, and then the rocks like stuck to his arms.
I believe you are correct. Yeah. No, yeah, that's like very like patchwork rocky
Yeah.
on his arm right there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And that's an interesting little bit right there too. That you seem like you can whistle for the bird to pick you up while you're prone, like from being knocked down.
This was the big takeaway that I had from this. If there is name a single game that has a horse mechanic like this that isn't fucking huge.
Mm-hmm.
If you are able to ride and call your horse in combat, your mount I guess would be a better word. This game, I think this single detail, that 1 second scene we just saw, confirms that this game map-wise is massive.
Yeah, that's true.
Like notice where you were fighting bear dude.
Mm-hmm.
Giant open desert, giant open caverns. This guy's a little more tucked in, but the fact that you can call in your horse mount mid combat, that's Elden Ring, that's Red Dead Redemption,
Sure.
that's Legend of Zelda. Like that's huge.
And this is all the same map too. Like we had like the watering hole and like the big open desert, and now we're in these like kind of like craggy canyons,
Like
and
tight enclosed areas.
Yeah, no, like that'll be really nice to have like just a bunch of like. I mean, World does that too, but like having just like a bunch of like different stylings. Like this is kind of something I was talking about like a ways back. Is that you have probably the zones that are like nice and massive and super duper open. You can have like, the big monsters in there, but then you have like the more like tiny little confined spaces where you can have goobers like this guy running around. I think that's cool. So you have like different animals in different territories and like really defined territories and whatnot.
The detail from the inside of his mouth too, like if you look at like you don't have to go back, but you can kind of see there the inside of the roof of his mouth, like you can see ridges in there and shit. Like wow, they went hard on these
Oh my
details.
god, yeah.
Wow.
And look at
That-
this. That's
so cool.
sick.
Make the little pack monsters useful. I hate
and,
the
like-
stupid, like I hate when they like you're fighting Gyros, Great Gyros, and then like the Gyros would show up and they're like, "Hey," and they just kind of like stand there.
Yeah.
And then you swing your sword around and they die. It's like this. This is what I want.
Yeah, now you have packs of them attacking what is probably a boss monster. And that animation is crazy.
Yeah.
So
All right. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about
No,
it.
that's something I gotta talk about.
So, there's a lot of things to unpack there.
Yeah.
So we start off with the great sword on the back, and then you can even like see the bowgun like on the side right here. I think again we're gonna go nice and slow, volume down. So he's riding around. You see the bowgun on the side. So yeah, he puts the sword in the pouch, pulls out the bowgun.
While still on the mount too.
Yeah, and starts ripping out.
So, do you? So yeah. So that's. I mean, that's a bowgun, obviously. But like, do you think that you get to pick just two straight up weapons, or do you think you just have a bowgun on you at all times?
I think it's
it would
two,
have
I
to
think
be
it's two different weapons.
Yeah, I don't think. First off, it's just straight up shotgun shells. That's a shotgun shell in the air right there.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just shooting.
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
true.
slugs. Yeah, I think forcing a bowgun on you would be stupid. So surely, like if I wanted to be, you know, like an insect glaive or in a hammer or something, I would be able to do that. Which that's another thing that to me says that this game is huge, because you might run in within a certain area. You might run into a monster that might like, oh well, I can't use this weapon against this thing. Like that's nuts.
Mhm.
That's such a good feature they added. That's so cool. 2 weapons.
That's a yeah.
It makes like if you're out on an expedition, like for example, if you're in like Horfrost Reach in World, you're like I go out like I'm rocking the insect glaive and then I'm out there for like 20 minutes and then I have to go all the way back to camp and if I want to swap my weapon, I got to swap to switch axe or charge blade or whatever to change the entire loadout. But here it's just like a quick hot swap, instant.
Yeah. I'm going to assume there's not a way to, like, change around armor, so you probably have, like, a weapon swap, but not, like, a full build
Full
swap.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's going to be a way for, like, skills to affect just different weapons similarly. I don't know. Maybe there's going to be, like, better builds than others, but I wonder how this is going to affect build crafting.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to pull this off, if it's just a weapon swap. But this could also be something really cool for, like, complex, like, endgame boss battle monsters that have, like, different phases with different mechanics and stuff. Is like, all right, so, like, he has, like, this specific, like, his tail is really, really weak in phase 1. So I want to get, like, the long sword because he's got, like, the tail is up off the ground. But, you know, like, phase 2 rolls around and, like, he's really, really weak on the head. So, all right, so I got, like, a hammer in the back pocket so I can swap around.
Yeah.
So you could do, like planning around, like, a big, like, really complex hunt or something like that. Like, again, like, the skills are going to be interesting because, again, I doubt you can swap, like, full armor sets. But this could make for some particularly interesting planning. And then, you also have just full-on mounted combat, which is insane. And it looks like it handles pretty well.
Yeah. Very smooth.
I also like how this pack monster, right? Because I guess Jagras is kind of like Great Jagras is a pack monster. I like how this guy's pack is like equally as large as him.
Yeah.
So like you can't get off your mount and start to fight that guy. You'll get mugged.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you start fighting Great Jagras and the Jagrases pop up, you don't even notice.
You don't even blink. You just kill them.
You like
while
don't
they're
even think. You
swinging
don't
at the
even
guy.
think about it.
Yeah, no,
it's
these
more of an
other dudes-
annoyance.
These other dudes are going to kill you.
Yeah, this guy is in danger.
I'd be if like the packs are like big and spooky and dangerous, and you gotta like either find a way to pick off the pack or like separate them out. That'd be cool for like strategy and shit.
True. Like lure him away. That sucked up so hard.
I've selected you.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I found something on the website that's going to explain some of this a little bit better, but just like some of the stuff the weapons are doing is already crazy. So
I
first,
can't wait to see the other weapons too.
oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like right off the bat, you have a dismounting attack, which is cool. So you alright, so apparently there's like again, we'll cover this in a little bit. There's like a stance that you go into. Big, meaty, massive counter hit.
Whoo, countering and parrying is like one of the greatest moves in any game.
Yeah, and this looks so much better than the counterattacks in Rise 2.
Again, colorful. Look how colorful this is right now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
bright. There's not a single area that's this bright in world.
Mm-hmm. And then, so this next part, this is extremely interesting for me, because I know Frontier. With the exception of dual blades, running with your weapons out is just like straight up not a thing. And I'm assuming this is going to be like very mechanically tied. This isn't something you can just do. The dude lands that counter hit and then puts the weapon up over his shoulder and goes in like a full tilt sprint with the greatsword.
Yeah, that must be like a move-oriented kind of thing.
Yeah.
Still.
And then, we have like what looks like this big, like close range shotgun blast. Because this is like a funky looking projectile sticking out of the heavy
I'll
bow
look for
gun.
my line blast from like the gun lights.
It does, yeah.
whatever.
It does kind of look like
Whatever
the
they're
worm
called.
steak.
For mistake, yeah.
Yeah, so like some like big AoE close range burst shell. Maybe like some like group clearing type of stuff. Alright, now this is gonna be something we're gonna talk about a little bit off of the website. But you see like these like little
He's
red
on fire.
Yeah, so this is gonna be something we're gonna be talking about with the mechanics. So you see like the red particle effects on like the head and the shoulder and the legs and whatnot. So we'll talk about this a little bit more. But they're building in some kind of like special mechanic to help like identifying weak spots and stuff like that. And then you also have this also insane looking new move for the greatsword.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
tough.
That's tough.
Ooh,
That's
man.
tough.
Yeah, I just don't think this dude has eyes.
Yeah, it's just like under like folds of
Yeah, maybe it's like
fat
a basset
skin.
hound kind of thing.
Yeah, it could be. And then we're gonna get a little bit more into story.
As a lead hunter for
This is such an
expedition,
interesting Final Fantasy-esque cutscene right here.
Yeah, it is. It does kind of look like FF16.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
We said it when it first came up. You know, like, a story. Just this little cutscene in the cutscene from the beginning does not indicate that there's a real legitimate story happening here.
Yeah.
I would venture a guess that there's not, and that I've selected you to like. That's so vague, like So I'm gonna go into this assuming, but that's not why you play the game, So
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
If there is a compelling story, I wouldn't be upset.
Sure.
No.
I think it's gonna be still like pretty typical Monster Hunters. Like you go out on a hunt, you come back, there's a cutscene. You go out on a hunt, you come back, there's like a cutscene. I don't think it's not gonna be like a God of War or a Spider-Man or a Last of Us.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be that.
No. I wouldn't expect it.
Thank you, sir.
You also have your hunter talking in cutscenes, which I like. Because in World and in Rise, you have like the characters talking, and then your dude's just standing there.
They nod.
Yeah, I've always hated that.
Nod and grunt. Yeah,
It's
I know.
like in Three Houses that there was a voice actor, but like Byleth never spoke. Like I hated that
and
garbage.
Yeah, no, it's worse when they like pretend that your character is a character, but they just like.
Yeah, I understand like the psychology behind it. They want you to be like, well, they don't talk because it's you. Like you're them. So if they give it another voice, it kind of fuck that. No. I want them to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're gonna make it that prominent, have them speak.
Yeah. Especially if they're like, if the game is trying to sell you on the fact that like, oh, you're this impactful character who's very meaningful in the lives of the characters, but you don't do anything.
Yeah, and then I like this scene right here. This poor dude, all his friends are dead, and then he gets struck by lightning over and over and over again.
Well, I think
I like the didn't they measure that thing in the background? Didn't they measure that in episode 8 or 9 with the Sith protractor? Wasn't that what they? It doesn't look just
the
kinda
wreckage
looks
of the
just
Death
like
Star.
it. Yeah, looks just like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
So I've seen like theories about this. I mean, it's barely a theory, but this is like the dude with like the big back spikes is probably like the male of the species, and then you have all the females who are like on the ground, like huddled up, like shielding from the lightning, and then you have the dude who gets up and like lightning bolt attracts to the horn to like protect the herd and whatnot. Super cool little detail.
Mm.
So they're bringing the SOS flare back, which is fine. I don't really feel like, I mean, we're gonna play together, so we don't even really, we're barely gonna.
Yeah, we use SOS flares like once every 25 hunts.
Yeah,
It's pretty much only just for like expeditions, though.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, they're keeping this around, which is fine. I know like some people have different feelings about it. I've never felt like too strongly about it because I play with friends, so. But yeah, no, still full multiplayer. Let's see if I can get like a good look at their armor.
Their gear.
It's a little tough. I think this dude's wearing like the bear lion armor with like the big poofy yellow fur.
No, for sure.
Yeah, he's got a hammer on his back.
I didn't even think to look at that when they ran by what they were wearing.
And that's nuts. Like
That's
what?
insane.
That's so.
They knew what to end. They knew what to end the trailer on. That's so tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is also going to factor into a mechanic they talk about on the website. But so he's in like a ready guard. So this seems like this is going to have like stances and shit and like preparation. So the dude comes in. That's
Hammer's
so,
coming and swinging too.
that's so tough looking.
So I wonder if they'll do like some stances allow you to like block and like parry, and then like some stances are like more offensive based. Like I'm so curious to see what they do with that.
Mhm.
I would love
Yeah.
stances. Like I would love to be like I want to be the whatever demon guard stance, and
Yeah.
like I think that'd be sick.
Yeah, yeah.
Does the little logo on the right side, you think, indicate anything? Two giant snake dragons floating apart from each other.
It could. I try not to
That
read.
looks like who that. Yeah, I know you don't want. I know you. I like to assume.
Yeah.
That looks like who's the big giant snake? Not Laviente. Is it Laviente?
That's the Frontier one, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like they're two different snakes. Obviously, I would imagine one is male and one is female. But like the whole thing is snakes. Look,
Oh, yeah.
All the circles are snakes. It almost looks like kind of like music notes coming out of one of the dragons.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I think this means something. I don't think they would do it if it didn't mean anything.
Yeah,
Not.
It is fairly intricate.
Yeah, I feel like that's really extra to have it not mean anything.
Yeah, like the Iceborne logo is kind of like like the Sunbreak logo is kind of like modeled after Malzeno and stuff like that. I mean, they might very well be saying like, oh yeah, like giant world serpent boss battle, which would be sick. I mean, it looks. We've talked about this, I feel like, every stream, but like with maps that big, they could have the big, massive Titan monsters just piddling around out in the normal world. That I kind of feel like we're gearing up to that. All right, so that's the trailer. They also have save data bonuses, so you can get like looks like you get like the cat armor if you have save files, like whatever.
Yeah, you get that armor in Wilds.
Cool. So I want to jump over to the website real quick because this has a little bit of extra information. So this clarifies a couple of things, but also like just gives some like completely new information that you wouldn't glean from the trailer either. So this shouldn't take too long. So we'll breeze through this. All right. So talking about the world first. So yeah. A world with an ever-changing climate, life here has learned to adapt to the harsh environments, the wildlife developing its own ecosystem, and the humans developing their own culture within it.
Straightforward.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. They're definitely leaning big into the ecology and whatnot. They are selling very hard that, like, yeah, you have all of these animals that are out interacting with one another and have their own personalities with one another and their own like niches and whatnot and animaling around. Like they're I figured they were gonna go hard into this, but they're going like wicked deep into this kind of shit.
Yeah, just like I was like Sam said about maybe the bear dude doesn't need eyes because he's adapted, and like I think they're gonna really lean into the humans don't. It's wilds like humans don't belong here.
Yeah.
So like we need to fit in with them. I think in world it's very, even though it's a new continent, quote unquote, like the monsters and the humans fit in very well together. But I don't think it's gonna be like that here. I think everything. I think this is Monster Hunter Australia. I think everything is dangerous.
All right, let's go down. Yeah, all right, so this is the changing environments that they've been talking about. So it's going to scroll through, like, same shot, different map, big lightning storms.
So cool.
That's awesome.
Thing like Golden Savannah, and then, like, washed out, like, post-apocalyptic looking. So, yeah.
So I bet the endgame monster is going to have, like, I wonder if, like, the endgame monster is going to have, because that's a big change.
Yeah.
Like, so I wonder if the endgame monster is going to have to do with like all that, like if they're going to be some like friggin' weather affecting god or something, which is why I think that those snake things kind of matter. Like I think a monster that big, you know, like something that affects the locale so much. So like I would love for like a giant friggin' world serpent thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So each hunting locale features an environment with two dynamically changing identities, one in which the region is harsh and unforgiving, where ravenous monsters fight for limited resources, and another in which the region is vibrant and brimming with life. Changes in the environment also means changes for the monsters and wildlife that live there, so you'll be running into new surprises around every corner. So they're basically saying is like every map is basically going to be like 2 maps. So maybe you have like some animals out at one point and like others out at another point. They're going to be like, because you were talking about like savage lands and sometimes savage maps and like whatnot is like sometimes everything is like kind of peaceful and maybe you'll have like the boss monsters just kind of like be like, hey fellas, what's up, and not like go after you, but then like the sandstorm hits and everybody's in panic mode. They're trying to fucking kill each other and shit. And the other thing to mention, which is something that we've been talking about with Wilds for a very long time and seems to be soft deconfirmed here, is it says very specifically each hunting locale features an environment. So this is looking like it's not going to be open world. It's going to still be separate maps. They're going to be gigantic.
That's fine. I'm actually happy about that.
I don't mind that.
I'm happy about it too. I didn't need it to be open world.
I would have liked open world. I think it would have been fine, but I think this allows them to do more creative things. Like it would have been weird if to the east of this touching the sand was snow. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So like now, like they can do whatever the heck they want, and like the next locale can be something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of like how we had like the Coral Highlands and the Vale and World, how those are like so unique and different.
Yeah.
It's going to be easier for them to transition from like unique environment to unique environment if they didn't have it just be one giant map.
Yeah, so they don't have to worry about like, oh, you have like the snow area up here and like somehow within about a mile there's a volcano.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you'd have to get in like Breath of the Wild scale maps to have that even remotely make sense, which is a little too much. Yeah. So the fact that it's separate maps, I'm perfectly happy with. I think that is the right call to make.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the Forbidden Lands, so I'm guessing that's going to be like the general locale we're going to. You'll encounter not only herds of small monsters, some of the large monsters of the region may also form packs. Each group has its own place in the ecosystem with its own unique movements and behaviors. That's sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like, I hope like you said, Connor, I hope they make running into a pack mean something.
Oh yeah.
Like I hope it's hard to fight a pack of those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'd very much like it if, you know, like the first day we get it. And we're like just piddling around like, oh boy, they're monster whales, blah, 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 blah. And then you go out in the world and you can see like 6 of those bear baboon lions like traipsing around the place like, oh, we're gonna die.
Yeah,
like we're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
You like turn the corner and there's like 4 of them there. It's like, well, I think that's kind of what they might have been alluding to with like the guy literally says, "Let's separate him from the pack."
Yeah.
So that may be just like a story thing, like maybe the mission that they, the mission, assuming that mission, whatever that they were doing rolls right into the story.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just like a story thing, but if that's like a mechanic where like separating from the pack is important, oh my god.
Yeah, that could have been like a tutorial thing too. Like
That's what I think. Yeah, that's kind of what I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, like they're introducing you to the idea that this is a thing that you can do in the game.
I'm gonna watch out for.
Yeah, no, that's tight. That's really cool.
I'm still thinking about having a callable mount. That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that this game is going to be as big as we all think it's going to be.
Just like they've shown a whole bunch of this one map, and there's so much to it, and some of it's huge. Just like individual areas are huge. And I think, oh yeah, all right. Speak of the devil, new mount, called the Secret. I'm gonna say Sacred for now until I hear otherwise. Looks cool. I like them a lot.
Colorful design.
Yeah. The Sacred is an animal mount whose exponential agility will provide the hunter with crucial support out on hunts. Its well-developed sense of smell allows it to guide you automatically to your current objective or any location you select on the map. You can also use your slinger and certain kinds of items while mounted, allowing you to comfortably restore your health, sharpen your weapons, or even gather materials out on the move. Your Sacred isn't just for travel, though. You can also stash an extra weapon in its weapon sling, allowing you to switch between 2 weapons of your choice while out on hunts. Yeah, so that's a lot of stuff packed into this one bird.
Do you think there'll be a new weapon? I'm curious, just because the weapon storing came up.
There's a line that seems to suggest that there won't be.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think they got all the bases covered. There's a lot of weapons in this game.
I don't think they're badly in need of another one. I'll take another one, but I haven't felt the need for another one.
No.
But so this dialogue at the end seems to very suggest like you pick 2 weapons, 2 different types of weapons, and like that's your loadout. You go out there, sword and shield and insect glaive. Like lance and hunting horn, great sword and fucking dual blades. Like, that's so cool. And it's
again, it'll be interesting to see how that affects build crafting.
Yeah, and it's almost, you know what? It's almost like cooler than the way it is in World and Rise, where you can go to your tent and like just slap on another armor set. Like I feel like the limitation makes it cooler.
Yeah, true. It's more of a gamble.
Mm-hmm. And then the other part that was really interesting, so they seem to like wrap up the dogs from Monster Hunter Rise and the scout flies from World into basically the same thing. So you can still like run around it and traverse, and you can do like items and stuff while you're riding on them. But at the same time, it's like sniffs out monsters for you, sniffs out certain objectives for you. So yeah. Very multifaceted.
Yeah, I didn't even realize this says guide you automatically to your current objective.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm gonna be interested how the tracking works in this game, because we didn't seem like picking up tracks or anything. I'd like if there's like some effort into the monster searching. I feel like that's something that like World started to do, but kind of only like half developed. I'd like some like a little bit of effort into tracking down a target. It sounds like a lot of fun. Then we got the name for the first map, that being the Windward Plains. And we've been talking about it, but it'll just cycle through like how different all the different areas within this one map looks.
Yeah, those 3 different shots are kind of crazy.
Yeah, as a member of the Research Commission charged with investigating the Forbidden Lands, the Windward Plains is the first new hunting locale you'll visit. The plains are a diverse region filled with sandy deserts, swaying grasslands, twisting rock formations, and other natural wonders. That is so much stuff packed into one map. I love it. The other cool thing from like a story perspective is that it calls out you being a part of the Research Commission, which is specifically like the batch of the guild that is like the group that undertakes the mission out in World. So I would be interested if they like tie anything in narratively there. If we see any characters, that'd be interesting because they say research commission by name. That or it's just like a different branch, like, oh, that we found this like brand new land, like go out there and track it down. But that's cool that there's a tie in there.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
All right, let me step back and go to the next tab. All right, this one's gonna have some interesting stuff in it. So this actually talks about like the fighting and shit. So yeah, that's just kind of like an overview. Yeah, all right. So this is the part that pretty much says we're not getting another weapon. The 14
there you go.
Yeah, the 14 iconic weapon types from Monster Hunter series will all make their return. New action features and new moves for each of the weapon type will help you make the most of any situation during your hunts.
I don't necessarily think that means we're not getting a new weapon. I just think that means that they're not getting rid of an old weapon.
Yeah.
The wording is very like all the weapons from the last game are back is pretty much all that I glean from that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's impossible. I think that's something that I feel like a new weapon and like a flagship monster, that's kind of the things that they would reveal
together
and closer to the actual release date of the game. Like that's third trailer, fourth trailer stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's definitely not impossible. This wording definitely kind of makes it seem to lean a certain way, but
I don't think you need it though. I think this is fine.
No, I think
I'm going to be using greatsword, longsword, hammer. That's my game.
Especially with like the amount of new stuff that the weapons seem to do.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, some of those.
I would rather them focus on the weapons they've already got and flesh them out further.
Yeah. All right, so this is the interesting thing. This is the thing I mentioned a couple of times when we were watching the trailer. Focus mode. This seems to be kind of like the big gimmick of Wilds. Focus mode allows you to aim your attacks and guard abilities. You can also use focus mode to pinpoint monster weaknesses, which can be targeted with special new attacks that will deal big damage. By making it easier to space yourself and aim your attacks during hunts, focus mode will make it even easier for players of all stripes to get in on the hunting action. So this seems to be like the stance we were looking at. Some of the more like dramatic, cinematic, action-y camera angles that they have. So it seems like they have like special modes for special attacks that you can pull off where you're like specifically aiming at weak points. You're doing like very specific moves, going for very specific openings to kind of create a feel that is a bit more visceral. But I'm very interested to see like how this is gonna go, because it seems like it's interesting, because this is very much gonna be kind of like you go in a certain mode where you can see like the monster weak point and stuff, and at one point it's a little video gamey, but the other thing is that's information you really only get from like looking at like spreadsheets and info books and going on like online sources and whatnot. So having like an in-game, in-the-fight mechanic where you can see where the weak points are, that could be interesting. I'd be very interested to see how this is executed.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't look too jank.
Yeah, the way it looks in the trailer looks pretty fluid.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it at first.
Yeah, but you can kind of tell when like because like the camera angle shifts and it looks much more kind of like a video game trailer when it seems to do like the focus mode moves.
Yeah, I just think based off that last line, make it easier for players of all stripes to get into the hunting action. Mm-hmm. I think that's just kind of what you alluded to. A lot of the things that it might show you, you like you said, you need spreadsheets to know some of the things about certain. So maybe they're just trying to eliminate the need to be like an Omega nerd to play Monster Hunter, because I think that's what a lot of people think. That's what I thought. I saw all the friggin' boxes on like the menus and like all the resourcing, and so I was like, God, what I gotta be some dweebo to play this game. So like,
yeah,
I think that's kind of maybe what they're trying to avoid. I literally didn't notice what the hell you were talking about until like 14 seconds ago. So I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I just noticed. I thought he was just like on fire. I was like, oh, his legs are glowing where he's like weakened.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it now. Like that's
If
kind
you
of
even look, so when he like stands back up, if you look at the back left leg right there, you see like
that's what I noticed.
yeah, he's got like his knees are all like torn up and scarred and whatnot.
Looks
Because they're not
gassed.
in that shot, but you roll around to
Right.
this shot. He's all like scarred up and crap.
It looks like kind of like when you clutch claw.
Mhm.
Like when you clutch claw,
But
they kind of get
way
all scraped up.
better.
So, but way cooler. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't think it's gonna be a bad mechanic. I think it looks very cool.
Yeah, yeah, because if you want to get in like nitty gritty, Monster Hunter has a lot of numbers down to like like how much damage certain parts of the body reduce certain other types of damage, and there's a lot of numbers if you really want to run numbers, and this seems to be a way to kind of like illustrate that, but through kind of gameplay a little bit more, which I think is probably going to be fine.
Yeah. It is also interesting that they really only showed the great sword for this whole thing and the bowgun. So like I wonder if when he kind of puts like the weird thing in his bowgun and like it like starts spitting flames all over the place, is that a focus thing or is that like an ammo thing?
Mhm.
So like I wonder if we'll see more focused stuff in like a next trailer with a different weapon.
Sure.
Because I would imagine that every weapon has something like this.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to see this from more perspectives and whatnot. Also, this move in particular, when he's like dragging the greatsword across the dude, definitely looks like it does a whole bunch of hits. They're really trying to make it so that Element can work on greatsword.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So they talk about the slinger a little bit. Returns as an indispensable hunter tool. Fire rock seeds and other natural ammo, or even use it to trigger objects in the environment. Yeah. Okay. So that basically looks like they're turning the clutch claw into the hook slinger. So it's probably going to function super differently. It's probably not going to be the same thing, which is perfectly fine. The clutch claw is kind of like fun, but it has its own problems. Newest evolution of the slinger allows you to gather all types of materials from a distance. It can be used when mounted on the sacred. It can be used to interact with certain environmental objects or trigger traps. Cool.
Yeah, Slinger's back.
And then the other two... We'll do like the characters first. We'll do the monsters last. This ain't going to be like anything too in depth. But yeah, cast of characters. That fucking...
Odd picture, but
yeah. Why does it look so scary?
They chose a dark one.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, no, you the hunter is gonna be like talking in cutscenes, like actually being a real human being. As long as it's not like super cringe, I'm down with it.
it could be.
It could be.
It has that kind of Japanese game in English potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dialogue itself didn't seem too cringe, so I'm not.
The beginning didn't, but the scene from that picture kind of questionable at best.
Yeah. You got the cat. I like his outfit.
El Gato.
I like his pants.
He has flies in his head.
Yeah. All right. Then there.
Yes. Sorry.
What, that one? Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
both of them.
Both. Yeah.
I love that first girl so much. I have a type.
I know.
Well, I'm just gonna be like, she's 12. I'm gonna kill myself.
That is a mature looking 12-year-old. But yeah, no, they specifically, character's name is Alma. They specifically refer to her as a handler.
My handler.
One
telling you right now. Get the Chun-Li outfit out.
Yeah, we're gonna get jury for this character. One who manages monster requests, permissions, and quests. She'll accompany you on quests and provide valuable support and knowledge, which is kind of cool, because I know, like, the handler's, like, not a lot of people's favorite character, but I kind of like that this is, like, a role in the guild, that you have, like, a partner for the hunter who's, like, this is the book person, like, he knows all the monsters' behaviors and patterns, and, like, knows the environment, and gives, like, tips and stuff. Like, I kind of like that dynamic. I like that partnership.
Yeah, the support.
And, yeah, no, she seems cool. Gemma. So this is going to be the Smithy girl. So I've seen this a whole bunch, like all over the place. And this doesn't mean too much to you guys, but I would be remiss to say, because the comments are going to bring this up, it very much seems like this girl is a character from Monster Hunter 4. Which is kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah, there's like a little blonde Smithy girl who like helps out like the main forge guy in Monster Hunter 4. Blonde hair. There's like some other details. There's like a shot in the trailer with like the back of the jacket which seems to have like a very similar symbol to like the icon of the group of people that you're traveling around with. But yeah, no, this might be a recurring character from a previous Monster Hunter game, which is cool. And then you have Little Boy. Not much is known about Little Boy, but there is Little Boy.
Yeah, he's obviously indicated that he's like a story piece.
Yeah, he is important for something.
A little Egyptian boy.
Yes. And then the last tab on the website to cover is the monsters themselves. Each monster is unique, fully realized, featuring fascinating adaptations that are developed in order to survive the harsh realities of their environment. Alright, so we got names for our two big guys. So we have Doshaguma is our big lion, bear, baboon monster man. Don't know too much about him yet. Rugged.
I like the name. I like the name.
Yeah. Doshaguma. Very nice, strong syllables to it. Rugged, territorial fanged beasts that exhibit an aggressive disposition and inhabit a large range. Sometimes observed in large packs. So yeah, this seems to be like one of the monsters they're going to push very hard. He's like big, strong, aggressive, like he's out and about and like super aggressive during the sandstorms. He's traveling around in a pack. This seems to be a monster who's like, hey, the identity of Monster Hunter Wilds, we packed a ton of like what this game is about into this dude. And I think that's pretty tough.
Yeah. No, that guy's so cool. Like I said, I like how he's not good looking. I like how he is ripped up, beat to shit.
Mm-hmm.
His face looks like burnt Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Like he looks like a burn victim. Like that's so cool. I'm glad it's not some like shiny pretty monster or something.
Yeah, like I'll take shiny pretty monsters, but I do like this big savage, rough and tumble thug looking dude.
Yeah, like even the ugliest monster in Monster Hunter World is put together.
Yeah,
like this guy is like a mess. Like that face is what is going on.
The hair's all scraggly. Yeah, he's cool. So we have that goes all the way back. That's annoying. All right, so there's Doshaguma, and there's Chatacabra. And Chatacabra, a large species of amphibians that use the adhesive quality of their saliva to affix stone to their forelimbs in order to power up their attacks. So
I was right.
Yeah, right on the money. You can even see kind of like the gooey textures in his arms and whatnot. But this is
it looks like his forearms are soft, and then he probably uses those rocks to like harden them up and protect them.
Mm-hmm. Probably punch a lot harder too. Interesting thing about this dude, by saying he's there is a category of monster called the amphibians, like the more frog-like ones. They're all like very uniform in shape. They're all like very froggy looking. This dude looks more like Garangolm from Monster Hunter Sunbreak.
He's got like the knuckle dragging gorilla body.
Yeah, I immediately thought like Rajang when I looked at it.
Yeah, so he looks a lot like, at least in terms of like posture, he looks a lot like
cut the tail off, yeah.
Like this dude. Like just from like how he walks, and even some of his attack animations looked a little similar. But he's got a very similar like big
like body shape, not much the size, but yeah.
Yeah, like
just cut off his tail and he's there.
Yeah, like the low down neck, like the big hulking shoulders that come up over him. like the arm posture. He's very gorilla-y, and if he's in the amphibian category, that's super cool because they're all like very, very kind of uniform. We'll pull them up. Yeah, so they're all like very, very froggy. They all kind of have like the same kind of general shape to them. So this guy rolls around, same category, but like completely different skeleton. Like that in and of itself, I think is kind of cool. So yeah, those are our 2 boys so far, Doshaguma and Chatacabra. And of course we know that Rathalos and Rathian are going to be in this game. We saw Rathalos in the first trailer. Rathian's going to be there too.
I just hope they make them different. I hope so. I hope they do something.
With how much stuff like the monsters are doing, I'd assume. I think that's a safe assumption to make.
Go back. Actually, you can't go back. Never mind. I'm sorry. I forgot this is just a loop video we're watching right now.
Yeah. Well, I can go to the trailer if you want me to.
You know why else I think no. You know why else I think the snakes mean something? What is that to the left? That looks like is that a giant carcass in Hold On 3? Right next panel. The pigs are walking down the hill. Yeah. What is that to the left? Does that look like a giant bone of a?
I think it's just another like rock formation, but
if there's really world serpents slithering around, that'd be kind of tough. If they're like friggin' bones and carcasses were all over the place.
Yeah, like some like New Hope type of stuff where there's just like a big snake carcass skeleton out in the desert.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
All right, I think that's pretty much everything we wanted to cover. Anything else from you guys you wanted to say?
No, this is going to be as exciting as we think. I think this is going to be as big as we think.
No, I am thoroughly impressed.
I am curious to hear some of the people in the Discord because I feel like they're the kind of people who look into things. Like I'm kind of insinuating. I feel like that logo with the serpents, I feel like that means something for sure. And the smaller circles, I feel like mean something. And I feel like a lot of the things like on the website may indicate something in the future game. So what I'm curious about is I know Capcom is going to be at Summer Games Fest. Do you think we see anything different?
So
it's like a week away.
Yeah.
I know he has like his own thing, but do you think he's just going to like talk about this? Or do you think they are actually going to present another trailer or something new?
I would be surprised if we got another full trailer. I think they're probably going to like load up a fight with probably Doshaguma with Greatsword or whatever, and going to be like, this is like the pack mentality. This is the dynamic weather. I feel like they're going to like very kind of litigiously,
very base game fight gameplay or something.
Yeah, I think they're going to like try to like break down everything that's happening in real time, how the focus mode works, how the slinger works, how the weather works. Like it's probably going to be maybe like a little dry, but I think they're going to try like kind of get everything out there like in very kind of basic terms.
I think they are going to show something new. I just don't think it's going to be like huge. I think they might just show like one thing. Like it's just going to be like here's like an armor set, or like here's a like maybe a third monster, but like I don't think that there's no way. I don't think another trailer comes out.
No, I'd be very surprised.
But I definitely think they can't just show us. I don't think they can just elaborate on what we've seen here. I think they do need to show us one minor new thing. I think it has to be something new, but it can be small.
Some moves from a different weapon, maybe.
Yeah, something like that, or like maybe some
like traversal around the open world areas or whatever.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like maybe like the actually like getting to the fight. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a little more like kind of what you described, Connor. Just a guy with a controller, kind of being like, "Here's the game."
Yeah, I think it's gonna
which is fine.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a little on the drier side, but like very kind of like getting everything out there. Like this is how this game is gonna work. This is like the fundamentals of the game, and that's perfectly fine. Honestly, I don't know. Monster Hunter historically has had a marketing campaign where they're like not particularly coy about everything. I'm kind of expecting to get like a good chunk more trailers and probably see like a lot of the game before it comes out. And because of what I do, I probably have to cover them all. But I feel like this was like a really, really good trailer. it's like 2 boss monsters. They're both probably like pretty early game. A couple like cool stuff with the mechanics and like the new changes with item management and weapons and stuff, and then just like how alive everything feels. Like I feel this is like I'm sold on this. I could not see another trailer and be completely sold. But I think both self-control wise and like job wise, I'm probably gonna need to get around to looking at most of the things they put out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I am. I'm just trying to do some scheming. I'm so curious to like find out when the actual game's gonna come out. Because it seemed like when did the first Wilds trailer come out?
Yeah, Game Awards, middle of December.
Okay, so maybe I am onto something because I'm just trying to use like previous games. So like the first Monster Hunter World launch trailer came in early January.
Yeah.
And then the game ended up coming out the next January. So it's obviously coming 2025, but I think we might be onto something about the first 3 months of 2025. I don't think we have to wait till summer.
Very likely.
Because if they already started doing the trailer back then, this is trailer 2 halfway through the year, and then I would imagine there's going to be another trailer. I don't know what's coming up after Summer Games Fest. Like, what could they possibly? This E3 doesn't really exist anymore, you know. Like, but there's the I would imagine a third trailer is probably going to come out before the summer is up, like August, September-ish, and then after that, the fourth trailer is probably going to come out in the winter, and then it's probably going to come out 2 months later. Is my guess.
Yeah, we're probably going to get, like, there's Tokyo Game Show in September, and there's going to be, like, the next Game Awards in December. Or, like, the other two.
That might be, like, final trailer. Here it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming out soon.
Yep.
Yeah, because, I think we're on track for a March release.
Probably at the latest.
Yeah, if January, February, March, I think would be kind of the time frame because that's when the last 2 came out. So I mean, that kind of seems like their MO. Fine by me.
Either way, I'm excited and I can't wait for it.
I'm telling you, I am taking the week off. Like, we are gonna play the shit out of this game, dog. Like, I'm taking. We should. I don't even care. Like, we could rent an Airbnb and like LAN party. Can
you imagine we like travel halfway across the country just to play Monster Hunter at someone else's house?
Oh, dude, like, I'm telling you, like, yeah, I'm gonna take at a bare minimum a couple extra days off, like, and we're gonna play the shit out of this game.
We all walk into like a hotel room and they're like, "How come you have so many bags? Like, how many nights are you spending?" We're like, "Just 2," and it's just all of our PlayStations just in a bag.
Yeah, content grind. Come on now.
Pack your bags, folks. We're going to actual Africa to play Monster Hunter Africa. Like, don't you guys want to like go on a safari or nothing? Going on a safari in the TV. Safari's on the TV, brother.
I'm on one right now.
All right.
No, we're taking time off of this shit.
Yeah. Easy. All right. And then, you know what? They, I feel like Summer Games Fest, they should absolutely confirm whether or not this is going to be crossplay, which it should be. I have very much faith that it's going to be crossplay. Again,
This day and age.
Exoprimal and Street Fighter 6 have it. There's really no reason, barring like horrible, horrific technical difficulties, why it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, and to be expected. I can't imagine the PS4 and Xbox, whatever the hell, before the Xbox Series X is going to have this. I would imagine that this is pretty much new generation only, which
Yep, new gen only.
Yeah,
Good.
it's a shame for some of the other people, but for the people who do have the console, good.
Yeah, I mean PS4 and the other one's just gonna hold the game back, honestly.
Yeah, so no, this is totally fine by me. Cool.
All right, boys.
That symbol means something, brother. I'm telling you.
I wouldn't be shocked either way. If there's a big giant world serpent boss, I'm in it. I'm down.
I'm down.
Hell yeah. Why not? But yeah, boys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for doing this. This has been a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm sure you will, but you lovely folks at home, tell us what you're thinking down in the comments below. We're excited. Everybody's excited. Shame that we couldn't have Nate here today, but yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a bit of a long wait to get there, but yeah, no, we'll cover things as they go. We'll continue to cover this game as information is released. We'll tune back in after Summer Games Fest for what we learned there, if we get anything particularly new. But as for now, we shall see you around. Bye, everybody.